Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here in another cooking class sponsored by Healthy Mothers, Healthy Babies. My name is Chef Dulce Jimenez, and today I am super excited to teach you to make a cupcake with a frosting that are both made with vegetables, and also an amazing dip that we pay a lot of money. Actually, I went to a restaurant a few days ago with my daughter, and we paid like $20 for this dip, and it wasn't that good. And definitely it wasn't healthy. So I'm making a spinach dip made with yogurt and a little bit of cream cheese and me spices and herbs and deliciousness. And we're making pumpkin muffins with sweet potato frosting. Like I never thought of making sweet potato frosting or spinach frosting or things like that. But this is really delicious. It tastes like the fall. And you will see so simple to make. If you're here watching this class on YouTube, please remember to like and subscribe. It makes my day. And that's the only way I know that you're liking the content that I'm making for you. And feel free to leave me a comment. The recipes are in the YouTube comments box. So if you want to make this and try this at home, you're going to have the recipe right there. So let's start making the cupcake first. I'm going to be using whole wheat flour. I love this brand. And it makes the cupcakes fluffier. The only difference when you use whole wheat flour is that you have to let them rest. Once you take them out of the oven, they are very delicate. So if you take it out and you start eating it where it's still warm, they're going to fall apart. So you need to leave these cupcakes a little bit there, room temperature until they get hardened. And I put my piece of foil in my table so I don't make a lot of mess. And remember, you measure the flour with a spoon and your dry ingredient measuring cups. These are dry ingredient measuring cups. Okay. I'm going to measure my dry ingredients. Here I have salt and baking soda. I'm going to measure the flour. So I have aluminum foil on my table so I can put everything away easier. So I put the flour and I don't pack it. I just put it mounted and then with the flat side of the spoon, I just this. One, 3/4 of a cup. So what I'm going to do is 3/4 is a little bit less than a cup. But when you're measuring flour, you want to be as much as specific as possible. So I'm going to get 1/4 of a cup and do it 3 times. So 3/4 of a cup, I'm going to get a 1/4 of a cup, and I'm going to do it 3 times. Again, I want to be sure I don't put more or less flour because flour can really ruin your cupcake. So I have done this 3 times, or about 3/4. Now I have my dry ingredients mixture, and whatever is left in the aluminum foil is very easy to pick up. Now, another dry ingredient is 1/4 cup of old-fashioned oats. I'm going to put it with the dry ingredients. I'm going to mix the dry ingredients together. This is the kind of muffins and cakes I love to make because you are not using your cake machine, you're not having to cream the butter and spend too much time doing this. So this is the flour, the oats, the salt, and the baking soda. Now, those are my dry ingredients, and I'm going to prepare the spices. So you can add a pumpkin spice, which is fine. There are many in the market, but I like to make my own. So it's super simple, and the good thing is that I can keep it for other times. So it's the same, I know the same measurements of ingredients, except the cinnamon. I love pumpkin pie spice for my oats for breakfast or for my hot milk. I like to have hot milk at night before going to sleep. I always have a batch of pumpkin pie spice that I make at home. So this one is 3 tablespoons of cinnamon. So cinnamon is the base. It's mostly cinnamon. And honestly, here I'm putting 1 tablespoon, but I'm not very picky with the measure. Okay? More or less is not gonna make a big. So ground ginger, ground ginger. I love it. I love it also for my tea. And this one is 2 teaspoons. Ground ginger and the ingredients that follow are very, very potent. So you don't want to put too much. Just 1 and 2 tablespoons of ground ginger. One with my ginger. Okay. I need a new one. Ground ginger, nutmeg. Here, I'm gonna put whatever I have. I have about a quarter of teaspoon. This is fresh ground nutmeg because I have allspice and allspice has a little bit of nutmeg as well. So allspice is about 1 to 1.5 teaspoons. And you have the recipe. Again, if you're on YouTube watching this, the recipe is in the comments. 1.5. Then I'm kind of eyeballing it here. Allspice. Ooh, I love allspice. So brilliant. Ground cloves. Ground cloves is very strong. So this is only 1 small teaspoon, and not like keeping teaspoon. No, that one really, I make sure it's not completely full. And mine, actually, this doesn't, it's not an ingredient of pumpkin pie spice, but I love to put a little bit of cardamom. I love cardamom. Oh my God, this smells amazing. So I put about a quarter teaspoon of cardamom. It's very floral. If you haven't had cardamom, you must. Try it with milk. Oh. And now I'm gonna mix all these spices together very well. And you have your pumpkin spice. You have to buy it from the supermarket. They're actually very expensive. And if you bought those spices for other recipes, and you have them at home, please never buy pumpkin spice. I always have those spices at home. I have always nutmeg and ginger. I always have allspice. I always have cinnamon. So It's a waste of my money if I'm gonna buy pumpkin pie spice. Same as Chinese five spice. You can make that at home really easy. Okay, so now, oh wow, smells so delicious, and that will last me some time. Okay, now I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of my recently made pumpkin spice. 2 teaspoons. That's what is going to flavor my pumpkin cupcakes, and I'm gonna mix it with the whisk. So it's well incorporated. I'm gonna make sure every little grain of flour has the flavor of the pumpkin pie spice. Okay, those are my dry ingredients. Now, onto the wet ingredients. So here I have the vanilla and the milk. Now I'm going to add what is going to sweeten this cupcake is real maple syrup. Okay, real maple. Real maple. I love it. It's like the taste of the fall. Sweetener here. I have 1/3 of a cup of avocado oil. You can also use coconut oil. Coconut oil melted. I'm going to put that. I'm going to add my eggs. Eggs. Make sure the eggs are at room temperature when you're making cake or cupcakes. That really makes a difference. I'm going to grease my egg. They're well combined. So I don't see the yolk. Fine. I'm gonna put my again. You can bake your own pumpkin puree, or you can buy the plain pumpkin puree, not pumpkin pie filling. We're putting all these ingredients, and you want to use pumpkin pie filling. It's a different product. And honestly, this is not processed food because you're not making it at home. But it's minimally processed, which is okay. It's really pumpkin, and that's it. Some brands don't have anything else. And it's okay if you use them. If you can find them organic, fine. But I haven't seen it a lot of it. Sometimes it's expensive. I don't think it's really worth it even buying it organic, to be honest. Okay, so I have my pumpkin here. Now I'm going to mix my pumpkin with the liquid. I'm going to mix it. I prefer to do this to my cake machine. Okay, so it's mixed. I haven't tasted, but I forgot it had the egg white. But, you can smell it, smells good. Now, simply ingredients. I'm not gonna whisk. Because if I start whisking, it's gonna be too much movement, too much activating the gluten in the flour. So I'm gonna use a spoon until everything is just mixed. And you already have your cupcakes done. It's so simple. It would have been even less time if you already had your pumpkin pie mixture already done. You don't, that's a one step that you don't have to make. And I already have my oven at 325. These cupcakes are made with low heat. So because I'm using whole wheat flour, they're very, very delicate cupcakes. Okay, so that's it. They're combined. You see? So now we're done. Now we're going to put it in 12 cupcake cup pan. And I like to spray with coconut oil in the mold and in the liners. Oh, okay. I'm gonna use about a quarter cup per cupcake. So I don't like to put too much. After I fill up the 12 cups, the cupcakes, then I will go back and put a little bit more if I have a lot of. So I have my muffins ready, all the mix divided between 3 6 cups full, and I'm just gonna cut it a little bit, get some air out, and put it in the oven at 325 for 25 minutes. So now I have all my ingredients for the frosting. I'm measuring agave because I put maple syrup in the muffins. I want to put agave or honey in the frosting. About 6 tablespoons. I probably put a little bit less. And I will taste it because if the sweet potatoes are very sweet, they're gonna make this too sweet. So I'm gonna measure 5 tablespoons. And I love these cups because you can make sure it's the teaspoon with there easier than with the spoons. I have my melted coconut and my softened cream cheese. And I already roasted the sweet potatoes today. I love sweet potato. I always have a roasted in my refrigerator for meal planning. And I have a digital scale. This is where you should have it. I'm gonna measure 14 ounces here of the sweet potato without the skin. Okay, and I'm gonna put this container, and then I'm gonna zero in off that scale. Okay, now I'll do this. I'm gonna take my sweet potato out of the skin. Here. And this skin, you can toast it, you can re-toast it, you can fill it with something and eat the skin. So don't throw away the skin, because you can use it. I hope I have enough because there are very little sweet potatoes, and not I will just do half. Okay, I might do half. These are very small sweet potatoes, and I want to keep them for the week. Also, I can make a chipotle dressing. The skin, you blend it in your high-speed blender, and put some chipotles in adobo, some garlic. You can put some almond milk or cashew milk, and you can make it. No, not wasting food. In the skin, and these are very good. They're so small and awesome. You can even have them for snacking. You can snack with this potatoes, little gems. And so many things for that. I made chickpea and sweet potato soup with some curry. So many things to cook. Okay, so I'm making half of the recipe. I'm making 7 ounces of roasted sweet potatoes, no skin. And I'm going to mix it with 3 ounces of agave. And 2 tablespoons of melted coconut oil. Making half of the recipe. I'm gonna mix that first, and then I'm gonna add the cheese. I'm doing this because I don't want a meat texture. I want to make sure that the sweet potato is very smooth before I put the cream cheese. So I'm going to break the sides. I'm going to put the texture. Check the texture. Mm. Mm. Wow, it's delicious. It's not, guys. I'm gonna put it at 30 more seconds. And I have softened my cream cheese in the microwave. And I'm going to add it 30 seconds. My sweet potatoes are very soft. It's not grainy at all. It tastes delicious. I'm gonna add my cream cheese. And it's a whole cream cheese. If you're gonna make all those if you're gonna crush them, but I'm making half. I'm gonna make half with the frosting, and the other half I'm gonna make a topping, like a crunchy topping with coconut sugar and I'm gonna have 2 different types of toppings. You can also mix the coconut sugar, the oats, and some pecans. And then you can put it on top of the muffins and bake them for a few minutes more. So that topping, like a crunchy topping. Okay. Again. 3 to 4 seconds until you have really smooth muffin. So my frosting is ready. Look at this texture. Mm. You know, I would put it in a toast with some banana and a little bit of cinnamon on top. That could be a breakfast. I love it. You have to try it. You really have to try it. And it's so simple. 4 ingredients. Amazing. So the cupcakes are being having 25 minutes. I'm going to test they're done. Yes, they are. Love this. And the important thing is that you have to leave it there for 15 minutes in the pan. Not disturb them. Let them be because they're very agile at this point. They will like some of them will crumble if you take them out and eat it like that. I'm taking my frosting out and you can put in the refrigerator for a few minutes. Definitely you have to wait to frost the cupcakes. They need to be full, really full, and your frosting should be a little hardened. You can type it or you can just put a spoon on top, whatever you want. I will leave it frosted because it's Halloween. You can put some decorations on top. This is a really, really delicious frosting. I love it. It tastes like caramel. It's naturally yellow. It has sweet potato, it has cream cheese, it has coconut oil, and agave, very little. So this is something that I really think that you should try instead of buying those commercially um, chemically processed plastics that are there. Also, you can add chocolate chip, melted chocolate chip, and also or um, cacao powder. You can make it in chocolate. Chocolate, frosting, you can take it a little bit. It tastes like caramel. I don't even taste potato. What happened is that I also roasted the sweet potato very well. I let them caramelize. So the taste of the sweet potato and the sweetness of the sweet potato is very important to make a delicious frosting. You can keep in the fridge if you don't want to do that right away, if you want to toss your cupcakes or if you want to use it for multiple times, you can keep it in the fridge for a week. It's not good if you're gonna keep it. We have the pumpkin cupcakes getting cooled down, and we have the sweet potato frosting. And I also made pumpkin frosting with a pumpkin leftovers, same process. And I have those roasted frosting in the refrigerator, waiting for them to get cool and hardened. And while that happens, I'm going to make a spinach dip. What I was saying at the beginning of the class is that I love spinach dip, and usually every time I buy it, I don't make it. It's greasy and it's not that tasty. And it's so easy to make. It's one of my daughter's favorites, and I'm gonna make it for her tonight so you can see it. So I have frozen spinach, organic frozen spinach, simple, it has nothing in it. The important thing is it's frosted well and strain it very well. Strain it, this is 16 ounces. I'm doubling the recipe. And the key here is drain and dry. You can use a lint-free kitchen towel, which is better, or paper towel. But right now, I don't have a lint-free towel. Look at this. All the water that is coming out. And get all the water. It's incredible, all the water that is out. So there's two ways to make this dip. One is like this, raw, and you just mix all the ingredients, chop the spinach very well, and call it a day. I like to cook the spinach with the aromatics, the onions and the garlic, and chop it very well by hand, but cook it as well. Because it does make a big difference. It changes the taste of the spinach. Wow, but look at this. That's why it's better kitchen towel. Look at this for the water. So that is the key process of making this dip. To drain the water well and also to evaporate that water when you cook it in the skillet with the onion and the garlic, besides you cooking the spinach and giving it some flavor, you're draining, you're also, taking the most moisture out of the spinach. This is the only, I would say, more work process, but that's it. So now I have garlic and onion here in the skillet, and I'm going to mix it with my spinach, and I'm going to quickly cook it on high heat in my stove, and I'm coming back to show you. Okay. And 5 to 8 minutes is dry, it's a little bit crispy, not crispy that is burned or crispy that I toasted it, but I mean that it's not mushy. It's flavorful. I tasted it, it tastes like the onion and the garlic. It's only fresh onion, fresh garlic, salt and pepper, and a little bit of garlic fibers. Now, for the dip, I'm going to mix 8 ounces of cream cheese to soften, and 1 cup of yogurt. Right. This is a lighter version. Okay. I'm going to add Parmesan, actually, Parmigiano Reggiano with cheese. With a little bit of salt and pepper. Garlic powder. If you have onion powder or granules, I'm going to mix this very well for maybe a minute. I'm going to taste it for this. Okay. Mm. Mm. I'll go a little bit with salt and pepper. What? Now, and that is well mixed. I'm going to put half of the spinach and mix it. And then the other half, just toast. So because I don't want to mix all the spinach and make it completely paste. So I want to leave some pieces of the spinach as well. I will do like that. It's cool. And here's the same one. You have the paste. Always taste, taste, and taste, and Delta color. Mm. Mm. Yeah. A little bit of the tanginess with the yogurt. Then this one I'm just gonna coat a few times. I wanna have the spinach. Eat. One, two, because I'm gonna make two portions, one bigger and one smaller. And I'm going to bake one so we can taste it. Going to stir a bigger portion here. And put it tomorrow on the gas. And do this the day before. And make a small portion there. And then we're gonna make several portions. This is double recipe, and you can freeze it and then just plug it in the oven. It's so great to have this ready to go. One in here. Okay. So what I'm going to do, this one's small here. Is what? I'm going to put a little bit of cheddar and cheddar and I think it's white and yellow. You do as little or as much as you want. And we're going to put in the broiler and just toast and gratinate the cheese. And then you can leave this one, the cheese on top of this one as well. And then you can make it when you're ready to serve. You can gratinate when you're ready to serve. This one I'm gonna put it in the broiler, and this one I'm gonna cover it and pop it in the fridge, in the freezer, if I'm not gonna do it tomorrow or the day after or whenever you need it. You can just freeze it just like that and put it in the oven when you're ready. So the dip came out of the broiler, and you can see is yummy, is crunchy, and It smells delicious. I wish you can smell it. And now we're gonna taste it. But before I do that, here is the pumpkin muffins or cupcakes that we did before. They're already cooled down and you can frost them or you can just leave it for people to whatever they want. I really like people to have their own experience. And some of my family members will not want to put the frosting, others want, so I let them choose. But feel free to, pipe it and put some Halloween decorations on top, like this spider and other stuff that are very inexpensive decoration, and some leaves, some pumpkin that you can find in Dollar Tree. So, and to make your table beautiful and to have some dishes that are delicious and also good for you. Of course, when you eat it in moderation, right? So now let me taste the spinach dip. The difference about this spinach dip is that I did it with yogurt and cream cheese and a little bit of Parmigiano Reggiano, fresh garlic, fresh onion, and spinach. And I just put a little bit of cheddar cheese, white cheddar, and yellow cheddar cheese on top, just to gratinate a little bit. So I'm going to taste it, and you can have it with vegetables, or you can have it with chips, or with pita, or with whatever you like. Mm. Mm. Wow, so good. You have to try it. The difference is that the yogurt make it lighter and tangy, fresh. It's really, really good. You can freeze it and have it for anytime you need to entertain or you get the visitors with very short notice. You will have a delicious dip on that. Mm. 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 Please, if you're watching this class on YouTube, make sure to like it. And if you want to subscribe, I put one prenatal nutrition class a week and one cooking class a month. So I hope to see you again in my virtual kitchen, live or on YouTube. Have a wonderful evening, guys. Thank you for being here with me tonight.